I'm going to continue reading from 2 Corinthians chapter 6, and this will be part 2 of what I'm sharing right here. And I had read from chapter 6, verse 9 through verse 11, and I just want to just review just a little bit before I continue reading through the rest of this chapter. But in our last session, in verse 9, Paul was writing, he said that, "Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahuwah?" And we talked about, in fact, he mentions here the different things that describes the unrighteous. Talks about their certain acts or deeds. And, it's important to understand that for all have sinned and come short of the esteem of Yahuwah. All mankind, because of Adam's fall, because he aligned himself with Shaitan, that spirit of disobedience, as Paul wrote in Ephesians chapter 2, works in all those outside the kingdom of Yahuwah. That's why it's imperative that a man be born again, or born of the Ruach, because he has to change his nature. He has to become a child of Yahuwah, as opposed to being a child of Shaitan. You know, the reality of this, I remember many years ago, after I was born from above, I had received the Ruach HaKodesh and believed on the Mashiach, believed on the Messiah. One of the things that began to become a revelation to me and understanding was that before I was a child, before I had received the Mashiach, I was a child of Shaitan. That I was actually related spiritually to him because of the fall of Adam, and because I inherited that nature that had been passed on down through mankind. I was outside the kingdom of Yahuwah. But the good news is that in Colossians chapter 1 verse 13, Paul wrote and says that the Father has delivered and drawn us to himself out of the control and the dominion of darkness, and has transferred us, or translated us, into the kingdom of the Son of his love. In other words, we've been taken from out of one kingdom, which is the kingdom of darkness, and he's transferred or put us into another kingdom, which is the kingdom or the domain of his dear Son. Romans chapter 8 says, "If any man have not the Ruach of Mashiach, you're none of his." In other words, you don't belong to the kingdom of Yahuwah unless you're born of the Ruach. And so that's why it's important for everyone to understand that it's not by keeping certain commandments or rules or regulations or whatever that's going to make you righteous before Yahuwah. Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't keep the 10 Commandments. Don't take what I say out of context. What I am saying, though, is that those keeping the commandments will not change your nature. You have to be born again. Those aren't my words. That's the words of the Mashiach. Those are the words of the Messiah. Read what he said in the Gospel of John, Yahuchanan chapter 3. He said a man must be born again in order to enter the kingdom of God, the kingdom of Yahuwah. And he also said that you have to be born again in order to see the kingdom, to understand it, to perceive it. So, with that said, we'll pick up on our next session. Thank you for joining me this afternoon, and please share this with others. And thank you for your time. Shalom.